My name is Artsy, sister, and we're in Saturnastra, Melina. This is chapter 22, intermediate. Augustus and I returned to Sassari into late summer, and since he was dressed for it, he lived as a vagabond for a few months, and from time to time he would start fights with strangers, and he was even once arrested for murder. Thankfully Lord Sailor recognized Augustus, otherwise he would have been decapitated. As for Gaddis, he was questioned by many about the fate of the army, and he claimed they had perished in the service of their king. And when asked for more details, he said that he did not want to talk about it. And after 2 months of silence, Gaddis unburdened himself on board, and he told his story in harsh whisper, always looking over his shoulder, afraid to incur Melina's wrath. And after listening to Gaddis' stories, Boyce gave us a darning smile, and he poured Gaddis a drink and then said, "My friend, this was bound to happen sooner or later, and it was foolish of you to go along with Augustus. And you were not even part of her battalion." "How so? Did Melina tell you her sinister plans?" inquired Gaddis, sipping his wine, and then he said, "This is some really good wine, and I can tell you how it was made. Melina made this wine, and she has her own little grape plant and makeshift brewery, and it's one of her many little bizarre little hobbies. And most she only produces a single bottle per harvest, and she gave me one of them as a wedding present," said Boris. "That's nice of her. Hey, wait, if you knew what was going to happen, why didn't you warn the others?" said Garrus. "I do not claim to know the mind of our crazy mistress. I can only speculate. And I knew something was amiss when she started promoting Sir Godfrey and Galahad too, and Agustina was far too busy playing soldier to notice the rotten man she kept her company," said Bowles casually, and he added, "Where is she, by the way? With any luck, she is dead in a ditch somewhere, and I never cared much for the dumb girl, and even Melina could barely tolerate her presence. And Melina gets along with everyone," said Garrus. "You don't really mean that, Garrus," said Boris. You are just so that Agustina dislikes me." "Surely you jest, my good friend," said Garrus, laughing. "By and by, Melina wanted to know when you plan to get back to work, and she wants you to start training with the Toad Princess," commented Boris. "Is Basila's title really the Toad Princess, or is it just an insult?" inquired Garrus. "Who knows?" said Boris. "About her training, how is she like?" asked Garrus. "It is like having your knob stepped on over and over until you stop feeling the pain," said Boris casually. "You can't be serious," said Garrus, laughing. And the following day, Garrus began his training, and it was part physical, part mental, and it was basically designed to embrace underhanded ways of fighting. And Basila taught the soldiers hidden run tactics, how to poison the well, how to hide one's armor to appear weak in the eyes of the enemy, and how to fight without an armor. And the hardest part of the training centered on fighting when one was outnumbered. And even with the weakest armor, the standard human can harness a kill ratio of 1 to 250 when they know what they're doing. And sometimes high numbers can be more of a liability than an asset, explained Basila. And Gara had a hard time taking her seriously when she was in her frog form. And according to Melina, Basila was either a frog or a human with shape-shifting ability. Gara had arrived at the worst time, and Basila was teaching the Jews how to fight a dragon, and unlike other lessons, this one took place in the outskirts of Sassari. And some of the locals had gathered to see the show, and they had heard rumors of the army engaging in secret dragon fighting training, and they were able to see how that was going to turn out. And Melina was also overseeing the lesson, and Basila took the form of a large emerald dragon, and her wings were so massive that the sky turned pitch black as night, and then again the size varied from soldier to soldier. The bigger their fear of the beast, the larger they remembered it. And pointing towards the dragon, Melina said, "Your stranded dragon is about this big, and they usually sprout wings at the age of 10. Contrary to logic, the dragon heart is the toughest part of the dragon. You will not be winning any armor battles or focusing on it. Fighting dragons head-on is also not an option. Their nimble arm claws will crush you. And there's also the ever-popular breath to worry about." Right on cue, Basila breathed in and exhaled a flame burst, and the soldiers cringed at the sight of the fire. And Melina then said, I cannot overemphasize the fact that you must watch out for the flame attack. If you get struck by it, then you are as good as dead. Do not try to block it, and since most armors are pretty much useless against a fire breath, and if you're unfortunate enough to fight a dragon, take off your armor to fight it. It would only weigh you down. And after running away from it, it's pretty much useless, as dragons can easily catch up to you on foot. I'll use either spears or grazers to fight it, or use siege weapons against it. Siege weapons can fire quickly, so use them from far away, and have someone who knows how to aim positioning. I don't think any of this information is sinking in, said Basila, interrupting Melina. Indeed, all of the soldiers were awestruck by the magnificence of a dragon. Melina then said, I fear you may be right, but Bersamet's draconic army is going to pose a significant challenge, and he has other noteworthy critters at his disposal. We should have them get used to seeing dragons and magic. Once it becomes commonplace, then maybe we can teach our troops how to deal with it, said Basila. Fine, do as you will, said Melina, leaving the training grounds. She came to find Frederick in the library of the Danes family, and he usually did not bother to send for Melina, and after waiting for her for 20 minutes, Melina entered the library, and she disdainfully took Frederick's book and flipped through it, and she grimaced before returning it to him. Frederick was already used to her manners, and closing the book, he said, How was your little dragon lecture today? It all went according to plan, said Melina. You know, you live in a place for so long that you forget that there's a big wide world out there, and can you believe that most of the soldiers in Sassari had never seen a dragon? I have seen a dozen or so through my travels, said Frederick. Trust me, the novelty passes. That's because you're a cynic, Herr Frederick, and mankind did not used to fear such beasts in the old days, and with the evil civilization, humans have forgotten what it was like to live among beasts, said Melina, standing by the fireplace. Without these walls, humans could have never been able to multiply to such an extent, said Frederick. Yes, these flimsy structures cannot keep dragons out, said Melina. True, but what is to be done? Our enemies are dragons, and we lack the specialized knowledge to acquire dragons of our own, said Frederick, sighing wearily. We could kill their handlers. Dragons are not animals, and humans can't simply domesticate them. And even the ones who appear more feral, they truly understand what is going on around them. And as the elder species, they do not have the pressure of empire building and other nonsense that trouble us mere mortals, explained Melina. What are the Sphinx and Chimera? Asked Frederick. How do you suppose we deal with them? The Sphinx is close to going rogue. As for the Chimera, we are going to have to deal with it the old-fashioned way, said Melina. I was afraid you were going to say that, said Frederick, cringing. Melina gave a sardonic smile before saying, None of these beasts would have been a problem if the humans had invested on magic, but no, magic is evil. Yes, it is truly a pity, but there's still the Tower of Suberu, said Frederick. Perhaps we should ask Baron to win over a few mages for our cause. Not likely. I heard that Siveno wants to crush Bersamet and his empire using magic only. The fool. It may have been feasible at another time, but he's seen down his ranks far too much during his little coup d'etat. And now he only has novices at his disposal, and it is hardly feasible that he could turn them into competent mages in less than a decade, mused Melina. Friday then handed Melina an envelope, and she looked at it over the top and asked, What is this about? It is an invitation to a masquerade at the Ornat and Lucrezia wants you to attend, and Bersamet is going to be there as well, said Frederick. The unhigh feudal. And a party, you say? Fine, I will attend, but just Cedric and Augustus, and do not plan to be there very long. And send a note to Baron as well, and I want him to persuade Sivano to go to the party as well, said Melina. As you wish, said Frederick, getting up and bowing. Time, bro?
15 minutes.
Alright, so that's the end of that chapter.